It's funny, actually, OldManSlum was in my old clan before Rival as well, so it's funny to see him in Rival too. But we are starting up soon. ZVT, you said you play a little bit of Zerg. How do you feel about ZVT?
Well, I absolutely love CBT. It has to be one of the more dynamic matchups currently, and I feel like there's a lot of different paths you can go down, and it's kind of a ticking time bomb for Terran, because they really do have to end the game before you're able to get the fully upgraded Ultralisks.
Yeah, those Ultras right now are so powerful when they've got all of their upgrades with their armor and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't know who thought that giving an Ultralisk 9 armor was a good idea, but Marines can't even tickle them end of game.
Oh yeah, it gets rough. But here we are on Dusk Towers, our first game of the night. In the bottom left, we have got our purple Zerg rivals, OldManSlum.
And spawning in the top right corner, from Cloud M, we have the Terran player, Juggernaut Jason.
So two very good players here. It's been a while since I've seen Slum's style. I'm curious what he is going to do.
If I remember correctly, he tends to be a very macro-oriented player. I'm not expecting to see anything overly gimmicky from him in the first game, especially if he's not familiar with Jason's playstyle.
Yeah, I was going to say I remember him playing a little bit more macro-oriented as well.
So I actually really like what OldManSlum is doing here. He is opting to take the third base as his natural to give him sort of a later game pocket base in the back corner.
Yeah, and it can work pretty well. Are there situations where this might be a little bit dangerous for the Zerg, though?
If he was going up against a proxy Hjax or any sort of really early aggression like that, it could be fairly harmful to lose that much economy at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
But at the same time, having it this early, it really does help you push out your creep, and it makes it a much more defensible area.
Yeah, that's a really good point there about the creep. So far, Jason just getting a little bit of a scout in. He is also going to follow this up with a Reaper. Quick Reaper expand is what it looks like going to be here from Jason.
And he is still just on one gas, so I imagine we are going to see a reactor come out from him, and he will try to finish off his wall.
Yeah, so pretty standard play here from both players. Nobody doing anything too crazy at the start of the game. They're just both macroing up and doing their normal style of play.
Now, pretty much what I'm expecting to see out of Jason in this game, I don't think he's going to do the bunny build, but I am expecting to see some Liberators going in and trying to harass the mineral lines. And it'll be interesting to see if Old Man really is familiar with how to stop that and defend against it.
Yeah, sometimes Liberators can get in a really nice position, and it can be hard to bring them down. But, you know, Slum, he may have seen those a few times. We'll see if that happens, what he'll do.
Now, this is some fantastic control out of Jason so far. I thought he was going to get caught there against the mineral line, but he did manage to evade.
Yeah, the Reaper getting some nice little, at least some distraction in for Slum. And he did manage to keep it alive, like you said. It was looking a little iffy there. We got speed about halfway done for Slum now, but that's pretty normal in ZVT, it seems like. You know, speed is pretty necessary.
Well, very much so, especially if you're going up against, for all he knows, like, he hasn't really scouted in with the Overlord. Like, he saw the spawn and that's it. Now, he has seen the expansion, so he knows it isn't going to be something stupid like free Hjax Reapers or anything, but he has not seen the factory or the starport down yet.
Yeah, the starport, though, I believe has just started there.
Now, also very interesting to note, there is a third CC almost finished for Jason as well. So this is a very greedy build coming out of this player.
Yeah, I realized the time it's only 3:45 and that CC is almost done, so if Slum doesn't catch this, you know, Jason is going to be, you know, he's going to be getting his worth out of that command center. Yeah. Oh, we do have a Liberator coming out.
I am surprised that Old Man hasn't opted to poke in and try to scout what's going on. There's usually some timings you try to hit here.
Yeah, he seems to be kind of almost defensive in a way. You know, he's got a spine crawler coming out. Maybe
I
he's a
don't.
little bit worried about what Jason might throw at him.
Yeah, he really doesn't have a feel for what's going on right here. And we do have Jason starting up Stim now, and I'm expecting him to start adding on his NG bays any moment.
A Baneling nest to follow up here for OldManSlum, as well as a lair that is almost finished. And he's still only on 1 gas, so if he is going to do a lot with Banelings here, he'll probably get some more soon.
He's putting down 3 support colors as well, so this is sort of like a blind knee-jerk reaction. He doesn't know if there's a Banshee coming or what, so he's sort of reacting to it.
Yeah, but the Liberator, it is almost here now. I don't think that the Spore will be able to hold this off, because Liberators have very good range. Only 1 drone there, though, does die. 1 Queen might die too. It has to be a bit careful. The Spore being moved to get a better positioning on that Liberator.
Now,
It did delay mining, though.
Old Man has 16 lings out on the field, and he really isn't using them for map control or anything. And typically, if you don't have Overlords spread around, which he doesn't, you kind of leave random lings around so you can see when the opponent's moving out, taking their third, anything. And you can even suicide a couple up the ramp and try to see if there's any tech close enough to scout that. And
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping that he would be more active with his lings instead of just having them sit there. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's still early.
Yeah, I was going to say, the map control here by Slum, you know, isn't the greatest. He could get vision on a few more things. But we do have a Spire. We've got Baneling speed as well. So maybe he really just wants to, you know, go greedy and then all of a sudden get some really strong units here, like Mutas and Banelings from the looks of it.
Well, this feels like a very old style of ZBT. He's going back to the traditional from heart Ling Bling Muta. And it does still work, just with the Liberators and the Widowmines, it can be extremely hard to attack into it sometimes, and the Banelings just... I don't know how effective they'll be against going into that, especially if Jason's able to split properly.
Yeah, and Jason is a very good player. I would assume he's got some very good splits he can do. But Jason looks like he is moving across the map here with a drop. In fact, Slum's Ling may have seen this. Ling did kind of go right near that, and now his Overlord does for sure. So Slum knows that this drop is happening, but Overlords are going to get taken out here.
Fantastic move here, and what we're seeing here is Jason is looking to hit a timing. His 1-1 is about to finish, his Stim is finished, and he does have combat shields 20 seconds away. And I don't think there are any Banelings on. There's only 4 Banelings on the field, so if Jason's able to actually focus fire those Banelings, this push could do a lot of damage.
Yeah, but the problem right now for Slum is that he's so supply blocked. He is fixing that now, but he had a good chunk of supply block there while Army was starting to move over. So that was at least 5 larvae that I saw being used for Overlords instead of other units.
Oh, there we go.
A nice little surround there for Slum. However, Jason, very nice pickups, manages to save those Marines, but the Mutas have arrived. However, they need to be careful. There's just so many Marines there that can take them out. Lynx, though, go in for more of a surround. A few will die, but overall, Jason doing pretty well in defending. He's also got another attack there going for the 4th base. Does manage to take it down.
Well, that was a fantastic little distraction there, and even the hot pickup to dodge most of the Baneling damage. We're seeing some very good control so far out of Jason.
Jason looks like he wants to move forward again. If it's going to be another multi-prong, we don't know that yet.
Honestly, at this point, I think his army is strong enough that he can just walk in the front door and
Yeah.
win.
It is 101 army supply, 265 in favor of Jason. So Jason definitely has the higher numbers here.
Now, Old Man's upgrades have finished now, so we are looking at 1-1 across the board. But at the same time, we've got the Widowmines, we've got the Liberators setting up. This is going to be extremely hard to engage into, even with its on creep. And
But
Jason's setting up his pre-splits now. This is going to be very hard for Old Man to hold.
yeah, the Liberators, are, as you said, are in position in case Jason needs to kind of move back a little bit. And Slum, he is being pushed back now. He's trying to do what he can. Needs to watch out with those mutas. Oh, there are not enough mutas here to take on these Marines at all. The mutas, they look like they're trying to go for some of that bio, but the rest of the ground army there for Slum just gets taken out. And GG. Jason takes game 1.
Now, is this a best of 3 until the finals, or?
I believe it is, yes.
Okay, perfect. They have confirmed this is best of 3. So OldMan will have a chance to redeem himself there. But that was some absolutely fantastic control from Jason. And even the pre-splits everything, he executed that fight flawlessly.
Yes, he did. He had some very impressive play there. I really liked the multi-pronged attacks. You know, while Slum was distracted in one area, he just flew in, took out the third, and then went in for the kill. It was very well done.
I almost feel like it might have been a mistake for OldMan to engage into that, though. Yes,
Yeah.
Jason was clearing back his creep, but at the same time, you kind of need to wait to try and time it so that when the Terran is advancing their line, that's when you move in. Sort of poke at it a little bit, but you can't just engage into that, especially when you know you're down supply.
Yeah. And with, with everything behind it, the Liberators, the Widow Mines, it would have been so hard for Slum there.
Yeah, we're just trying to see if there were vetoes here.
Looks like our next map is going to be Orbital. Pretty similar to Dusk Towers in that it has that in-base natural.
I'm just glad it's not Prime.